guys, so I want to do a nice chit chat video with you today because I get so many emails. I mean, just a ton of emails. It's just one of the really popular areas of concern, and that is that people are always paranoid that, you know, they're not going to find cash buyers, or I think people cannot grasp that there are really people out there that have cash to buy a house. I guess because, you know, I was like that in the beginning, where I thought, you know, how many people can there be that can buy a house cash? But I have learned that there is so much money available to buy property. I mean, a tremendous amount of money. And what you really have to learn, and what will be new to you that was new to me, is that a cash buyer most likely is not going to be who you think it is, or they don't look like what you have in your mind, or what I used to have in my mind of what a cash buyer looks like. And you know, over the years, I'll tell you that I've learned that a lot of times, you know, I will go out to houses and, you know, I would have multiple cash buyers coming, and I would have, you know, connected with them either over the phone or online. So a lot of times when they came out to my property, that was the first time that I was actually meeting them face to face. And over and over and over again, they never looked like, they just never looked like what in my mind, what I thought they were gonna look like. They never had like fancy cars. They always had like older model cars. They didn't have like luxury cars. They had like, you know, American made cars. Just not, you know, because I'll tell you, I would usually honestly be there. I would usually have the better vehicle. I have a Lexus, what is it, GX406, is humongous truck. And over the years, usually I'm the only one there with a luxury vehicle, and I'm the one that's broke because, you know, so over and over that happening, I'm like, there's something that I need to change. Something is not right here, you know, because I need them to buy a deal so I can get my wholesale fee. Yet, if you came and took a look, you would think that I was the one that had all the money because I'm the one with this $50,000 truck. So I just want to make this video to point out to you that wealth is not what we've been advertised on TV, what, you know, wealthy people really look like. I mean, they just look average. They just live in a regular neighborhood, you know. I don't think I've ever, probably maybe a handful of my cash buyers have actually lived in like the absolute most expensive area, but they typically just live in an average neighborhood, yet they have millions and millions and millions of dollars, okay? And they don't look like it when you see them. I'll tell you a story that really made me say I have to change my spending habits. Is that I was in Tyson's Corner, which is a pretty expensive area in Virginia, and I walked into a restaurant, and I bumped into a rehabber that I had worked with previously. And so he introduced me to a guy that he was there with at the time. Now this guy, honestly, he looked like a bum. I just was like, in my head I was thinking, what is he doing like with this person? Like, because the person just looked, you know, a mess. I was like, is he sick or something? I was just really like, what is going on here? And I was thinking to myself, why is he introducing me to him? Because I don't want to know this person. I'm just being honest. That's what I thought. I don't want to know this person or whatever. So So I was nice and cordial and everything. I was like, oh, hi. And, you know, didn't take note of the guy's name and information that he gave me or whatever. And then when later on that night, he saw me, when I was exiting out the restaurant, and he says to me that, oh, you know, he tells me the guy's name again. And he's like, oh, he's a really great person to know. He's one of my top funding. Like he was actually providing, he was the funding source behind this cash buyer that I had. So I'm like, what? I'm like, the guy you introduced me to? Because I'm like, you know, he was like just real simple looking, and I just was like, so then now, you know, I realized, okay, that is someone that I needed to know. Take his information. I was given an opportunity. I should have taken his information down, added him to my list, or maybe, you know, tried to meet him more or dialogue more, or, you know. So I missed out on that opportunity because of the assumption that I made when I saw him was he didn't look flashy, so I assumed he was someone that didn't have any money. So I just want to make this video to you because there is money out there, but it's just that I guess just a lot of the way we're raised, or society, or just the heavy marketing that is given, that we think that the people that are flashy are the people that have money. But a lot of times the people that are flashy are just living paycheck to paycheck. I don't care if you're making 6 figures. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're broke, okay? You know, you're just broke at another level, basically. If you don't have passive income coming in, whether you're working today or not working tomorrow, you're broke. So I just want to make this video to be honest with you, to know that these concerns that you have about this business, I had them as well, but they're just complete untruth and misconceptions that we have, that we think there's all this limited money, or we think that people that have money, maybe they don't want to work with us, they don't want to speak to us. How are we going to meet them? They're probably like, you know, living in a different league. But honestly, I can tell you, a cash buyer is probably your neighbor now, somebody that's just simple, somebody at your church that is just simple, and you just would never know that they're a millionaire looking for ways to invest their money. So, excuse me, I just want to encourage you that, you know, don't work on overcoming that limited belief that cash buyers are not out there, because I'm telling you, there's a ton of cash buyers out there, and, you know, they'll be excited to meet you, excited to buy your deals. So definitely, you know, I just want to encourage you in your real estate, and know that I used to think that way, but now I know better. So I'm just making this video to help you so that you will know better. So I'll see you next video, and remember to subscribe. Bye bye.